Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another measurement cast. This time we are going to deal with JME tutorial number 2, and that is integration with LabVIEW. For that we need a couple of tools to be able to access databases from within LabVIEW, and my choice was the ODBC connector, the MySQL ODBC connector, and LabSQL. Now you could use any other tools, it doesn't make any difference, the methodology should be the same. Let's focus on these two tools. Let's talk about the MySQL ODBC connector. Now it's some sort of an application programmable interface that lets you connect to any database from within any application. So you just need to worry about the protocol to talk to the ODBC, and you will worry about the database. The MySQL ODBC connector can be downloaded from this link, and that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm just going to open another tab, copy paste it, and as you can see you need the Windows 32-bit MSI installer. That's my operating system, and I'm already logged in, but normally you don't get away without logging in. So this is how the download page should look. Just select the mirror and download it. Of course I have downloaded already, so I have it here, and I'm just going to click install, and we are going to go throughout the whole installation process. That's because it's so quick and you have only the default options. So typical destination folder, typical install. It takes a while here, so maybe I'm just going to pause for a bit. Okay, so we're back. Nothing fancy happened. Wizard completed. But once the MySQL connector ODBC 5.1 is installed, you need to configure it. So you can go here to start and type ODBC, and there you go, you have the ODBC connector. And I already have installed this driver, so I'm just going to remove it, and I'm going to add new driver. So you want to be in user DSN, add new driver, scroll down to the MySQL ODBC 5.1 driver, finish, and now write the configuration. Now if you remember in tutorial 1 we configured a database and the user was JME, and the database had the same name as the user. It was on localhost, so it was a local database, and I don't understand why he doesn't find it. I will put here data source name JME. This is really important because this is how we are going to refer to our database from now on within LabVIEW. So just keep a consistent notation, JME, and database, localhost, so he should be able to find it. I'm just going to hit test. No, I need to put the password here. So there you go, there's the database, and this is the test. This is how you know you have successfully configured the ODBC connector. Connection successful. Okay, there it is. In the user data sources you have MySQL ODBC 5.1 driver. Okay, now we got this behind us. It's time to go to step number 2, which is extremely quick. You thought step 1 was quick, just wait to see this one. So we go directly to download LabSQL. I'm not going to download it because I already have it, and you just copy paste it. So you see I have here the right side, and I have the LabSQL library, which is basically a bunch of VIs, and I just copy paste it in the root of my LabVIEW project. And as you can see here, my LabVIEW project has 2 VIs, tutorial 02 and low model, and also the LabSQL in its root. Now you also will have within the archive that I will make available to you, you'll also have LabSQL, so you actually can skip the first part of step number 2. I mean, there's no need to download it because you already have it, but it's really important to look at these VIs and understand what they do. So let's look at the simple VI here, tutorial number 2. So what I've done is drag and drop from the LabSQL library, LabSQL ADO functions, connection. I have dragged and dropped this VI here, ADO create connection, open connection, execute, SQL execute, which is not in connection, it's in the root SQL execute, close connection, and destroy connection. And if everything, I mean, it's pretty intuitive, everything ending in connection, it's from the connection directory. And as you can see, this is all it is to LabVIEW communicating with the database. We have configured the JME. What I have done here, I will just need to restart the project, and I will reopen tutorial number 2, and I will reopen the diagram. And as you can see, I only created the connection, I opened the connection, and I gave the DSN that I have already configured in the ODBC. Then in order to execute an SQL, I have this SQL here, which we will come back a little bit later to. And afterwards, I have output the data, which is in this giant table over here. Now, where does this SQL code come from? Now, if you remember, Joomla is database driven, and what our extension does is create a database within Joomla for measurements. So if you go back to the nice phpMyAdmin database interface, and you go to JME, and you go to JOS measurement quantities, no, solar quant. If you have the test files installed, you should have solar quant. If not, you should go to tutorial number 1 and install the solar.xml file. And here you can see you have this nice SQL query here. This basically displays you the table, and that's what I'm going to do in LabVIEW. I'm just going to copy paste this code, and I'm going to do it here. So this is the exact code from the database. So I'm telling the database, okay, look in this table which was set up by the JME to store my solar quantities, and then just you know, type the data on the screen. So if we run this, we see here the big table that we previously saw in the phpMyAdmin. So this is an example. This is how things go. Open the connection, make a query, close the connection. That's all there is to it. Now, this is not how we want to use the Joomla measurement extension. With Joomla measurement extension, you have a measurement system, and you acquire the data within LabVIEW, and then you feed the Joomla measurement extension, you feed the website with the acquired data. So basically what the JME does, it makes a mapping from the measurement system to the website. And let's make let's say we don't have absolutely anything, we don't have the test system, we have already a LabVIEW. Let's say here we already have a load model. So we already have two measures here. One is voltage up to 110 volt, and one is current up to 5 amps. And let's say that these two parameters, of course they are acquired from two sensors, are important to me because let's say I want to see if somebody is in the office, or when somebody is in the office, I want to see all the time. Maybe these are the parameters of a solar panel, and I want for 1 year to see the solar radiation in a particular area, and I need continuous measurements. Or I just want to see how much energy does my air conditioning system consume. Or I just have a funky load and I want to model it, or this can help me model it. Continuously monitoring it and see how it behaves under various network conditions. But let's just not worry about the motives behind that. I have two values here, two sensors, and I want to be able to read their values online. I don't care about their motivation. So, okay, keep the current color scheme and don't show this message again. This is quite annoying. So take these two values and we want them to be here. So we saw the nice example here with the solar plant, the average values, the plots, let's say voltage and current, 2010, I don't remember exactly the date, December 13th, submit. Okay, it works. Now we have this voltage and current and we want to get them online. Now this is where my measurement extension comes into play. So in order to do that, we need to prepare the measurement extension to get the data from the sensors.